screen, you'll see the letter. It says, from Crescendo Dasgupta, Wednesday, July 25th, 2007, at 9:24 a.m., to Professor Oyibo's email. Subject, God's mission and Dasgupta. Now, when he says God's mission and Dasgupta, he is testifying to about what he's about to say in the message, like he's swearing on the Bible. The message reads as follows. Dear Oyibo, good day. I heard that you've been successful in finding the unified field theory. Congratulations. You are more close to God than any of us. You are more close to God than any of us. I was also working upon this theory. Since my theory was different, God was different to me. Please write to me, as I would like to know where I was wrong. Thanking you, yours, Crescendo Dasgupta. This is how Dasgupta, representing caste system in India, now has represented the surrender, like Gautigan did to the Black people, by coming from a system which automatically viewed Black people at the bottom, and now to declare a member of that same group, Professor Oyibo, now as being more close to God than any of us. In mathematics, what we call that is a diametrically opposed position. He has done a complete 180 in terms of understanding the reality of the Black people. By declaring Professor Oyibo as being more close to God than any of us, and from the God order, which says Black people share the same genes as Professor G. Oyibo, he is now saying that Black people are more close to God than any of us. This is a surrender and how GAGUT has changed the world. He also spoke this in an Islamic air-controlled area in India. And his countryman a couple years back in 1988, a man by the name of Salman Rushdie, he had wrote a work which had challenged Muhammad, or Muhammad position. And Muhammad is one of the most prominent figures in Islam. When he wrote this work called The Satanic Verses, the Ayatollah of Iran actually ordered his assassination or fatwa against him. So, Dasgupta articulated this message right in the same area in India. However, I'm pleased to tell you, as of this date of August 30th, 2018, Dasgupta is alive and well. No fatwa was declared on him because Dasgupta articulated an infallible truth which cannot be challenged ever. That is what forced the Islamic community, who would have easily have engaged in a fatwa if they had a means of challenging the God order. That is why Dasgupta was protected, articulating infallible truth that Professor Oyibo is closer to God than any of us. And to compare, to understand the importance of that, when he said that, he understood the position of Muhammad in Islam. Muhammad is considered, like I said, more prominent than even Allah in Islam. So when he declared Professor Oyibo as being more close to God than any of us, he didn't say Professor Oyibo is a prophet like Muhammad or close to Muhammad. He said Professor Oyibo is closer to God than any of us, which means Professor Oyibo supersedes Muhammad. It's just as if you were, the situation is analogous to if you were a Christian. In Christianity, Jesus Christ has more prominence than God. So when he declared Professor Oyibo as being more close to God than any of us, he didn't say Professor Oyibo is a Messiah like Jesus or approaching Jesus. He said Professor Oyibo is more close to God than any of us, which means Professor Oyibo supersedes Jesus Christ. And the infallible proof of that is by the fact of the formula God has blessed Professor Oyibo with, which is Gij, comma J equals 0. Nowhere in the Old or New Testament does it ever testify that Jesus had such a formula or even was a mathematician. And the same goes for Muhammad.